Hi everybody. Remember me? Yep, the beard is getting a little more full. This is the third installment of my web series of how to do better storytelling with magic. And it can apply to anything. But we're going to apply it to the magic act that is the now famous mirror routine that fooled Penn and Teller and won a whole bunch of other awards, including FISM North America and People's Choice. So I have had nothing but lots of positive comments and theories of how the trick has been done on YouTube, and it's fascinating. But I think it's even more fascinating to see the origin story, and then you can really appreciate all the trials and tribulations that I've gone through to make this what it is today. Now, where did we leave off? We left off with my audition for the Combined Convention for 2014. And I filmed it in March of 2014. And the video you're about to see is like, I think it was in June. It was a first Friday in my hometown of Adrian. And you'll notice that I went from a black suit to a purple suit, but it appears blue in the video, but trust me, it's purple. There's lots of changes that happened. I'm beginning to learn how to ignore the audience and be more present in an environment where there really shouldn't be an audience there. However, I fail. The audience is there, they start applauding, and I'm loving every minute of it. But the fun thing is that there are so many cool pieces of magic that I don't do in the act anymore because the act is not a show-off act. So speaking of showing off, let's get started. I think you're really gonna enjoy it. I actually really enjoy this version of my mirror act. So let's get started. I want to let you know that I'm going to be turning the volume down on the music portion because we can't have that broadcast. So I'll be replacing it with maybe some tinkly music below. But anyway, so here's the applause. Lots of applause. So I come out and notice I have a sign. The sign says "Magic for Sale," and the reason why I did that is because, remember, there was this price tag that was dangling off of the mirror, and you can still see that. But nobody knew what it was for, so I figured I'll put a tripod out or an art stand out there, and it'll say "Magic for Sale." That should help, right? No, because look at how I'm dressed. I'm dressed like a magician. And I don't know how this stuff works, right? But boom, yeah, that is a cool opener. So I kept that, and I see that there's a price tag attached to it. And I've got some money, yep, and I'll put it in the table. So I just put that wand back there. Somehow it reappeared there, but as you can notice, the reappearance of the wand was so offhanded, you miss it. And there's a price tag on the hat here. I love this. This is really cool. Boom. Oh, beautiful. I'm going to shrink myself down a little bit more here. Do you want to see that again? I'll show that to you again. So I pick up the hat, and there's a price tag. Watch the price tag. Psh, gone. Yeah, fun stuff. And there's a ball in there. Where'd that? Honestly, I just fooled myself. I don't remember putting the ball in there. Ball manipulation again. Why am I doing these expert ball manipulations? I have no idea. But again, look, I'm sort of, well, that's kind of fun. Sort of looking at the audience. But notice how the magic has gotten better. And the character is starting to emerge a little bit. but we still really don't know who he is yet. And of course, manipulating the balls. All this is still the same routine that you've seen before, but there's a few extra surprises. But this is a raw attempt at acting, and again, it's showing off. But why am I, why am I doing this in this supposed curiosity shop where magic is for sale? And of course, the mirror is $100. That's a bargain. That's a cool vanish. And then we pick up the ball here. So all of this is the same from before. And right there, that is the moment that inspired the whole ball routine, was multiplying the ball in the mirror. And I did that when I was rehearsing. So let's see here. This is a nice little move. Before I did it toward the audience, and I think from the side it looked better. But again, showing off, not necessarily a frustrated guy not knowing what's going on. So now I look at the mirror, look at myself, and there's a ball there. But it seems as though I knew the ball was going to be there. And I see the audience. And I go, wow. So I hook the ball up. And the big sign that had the arrow pointing on it, sale, is no longer there. It's just hanging. Now, there was a broken glass sound effect when I picked up the piece of the mirror, or the supposed piece of the mirror. And now, and that's a cool move. We'll show that again. And there's this sound effect of the mirror breaking, which gave a better reason for having these cards that are mirror-like. But if you notice, the problem with these cards that I found in the video was they're hard to see because they're reflecting the black curtains. But that was a cool move, making it turn into a card. But then what do I do with the card? It's like, oh, it's a card. Yeah, that's a miracle. And I just put it in my pocket. So, oh, I duplicate that card. Put them away. Oh, hey, now that's a nice steal. See, now some of this is starting to make sense. The emergence of understanding how to make the tail work a little bit better is starting to get there. But now all of a sudden I'm a card expert. I don't know. Yeah, that's all right. Korean magicians are way better at me than this. Now, this is prior to the competition at the World Championships. We're the qualifier in Louisville, not Louisville, in, where was it? I'll get there. St. Louis. It was in St. Louis in July of 2014. And I'm doing this routine, just like this. And they called it the Korean Tsunami, where you had some of the best Korean magicians in the world, like a busload of them. And they skunked every American and blew us all out of the water. And here I am doing this very analog, old routine that didn't make any sense at all as far as storytelling goes, and I did not qualify. I basically face planted on stage in front of everyone, and I'm about to show you what happened. I can tell you what happened. Now see here, the glasses are now attached to my wand, which they're not that way anymore. But see, I did this to the audience. See? No, wait a second. I shouldn't be doing that. Okay, why did I buy a purple suit? I bought a purple suit because I saw it hanging in a window and I thought, that is cool. I should wear that. And that added to the confusion of the storytelling, because nobody knew what I was. Did this guy just walk in off the street and start picking up all this stuff? And I had to sacrifice my light up jacket that I could never find that short. It just kept on flashing. So here is my dancing cane routine, which blew everybody away. They thought it was amazing. But in St. Louis, when I did this act, it broke. And I had about 1.5 minutes of music where I did not know. I mean, it was all tangled and it was a complete mess. And I was so excited. I thought I was going to do so well at the competition, and I basically just embarrassed myself in front of all the magicians on planet Earth. It was just a horrifying experience. And that was a pretty bad ditch of, I'm looking for money. So I'm going to look into my hat. Oh, hey, that's a good steal, kind of, I think. I liked it coming, well, I don't know. So if the hat can give me money, why do I even need the mirror? But there's a funny bit here that I discover, and that discovery is to make the money vanish. And that's a huge comedy bit in my act now. Cheers. This is pop, by the way. I just have not done my dishes. Okay. Back to the act. A little bit of confetti left over. And we go this way, and we're back into multiplying. We're getting close to the end, folks. And then we're going to go into round 2 of improvements of this. And the round 2 is where we have a significant thing happen. And you will see the difference. You will notice it right away. Now remember, I face planted with this act in front of all the magicians on planet Earth for the world qualifier. I scored terribly. Oh, now it's sold. I walk off stage, and that's the end of it. And everybody cheers! Stu, you're great! All right. So now, 30 days later, I'm at TAOM, which is the Texas Association of Magicians. And by the way, I encourage all of you to join. It's cheap, and they are it's an amazing group of people. But notice how the act is now starting to have sort of a look to it. The little tripod art stand is now actually an art stand. So that works. Magic for Sale is now a produced sign. I had that built for me. So things are starting to look a little bit better. And I'm not wearing the purple suit. The purple suit cost me $400. This suit I got at Goodwill for $8.50, complete, head to toe. Why am I wearing this brown suit? It answers the question, who am I? I'm just a guy off the street. And you'll notice that I'm not looking at the audience as much, and I'm not addressing them quite as much. It's still the same act, almost, but it just looks, and my reactions are like, what? I don't know. Oh, wait, what is it? It says pay here. So I just did a trick, so I've got to pay the money. Now I have sort of a conflict. Do I pay the little basket of money, or do I do the trick and walk away? Well, money's coming out of nowhere, but I got to pay here. And then I move the dancing cane up higher in the act to get it out of the way, because in case something bad happens, I can... Now here what I'm doing is I put the hat on, and I heard a round of applause from the audience, and I took the hat off and the round of applause stopped. And then I take off with the act. Now the cane is a little bit more spirited than the last time. It's because I just wanted to speed this whole thing up, and in doing so I kind of went a little out of control. But I recovered. But as far as magic goes, what was interesting is people were seeing a character for the first time that they hadn't seen before. Where, I mean, of course there's Matt King that has his character, but as a silent act, something was happening that was special. See, now there's a reason to get rid of those. That was cool. So now the mirror is calling to me, and the mirror has a little shimmery cloth over it to give it a little bit of mystery so I can pull it away. And in doing so, a fly appears bothering me, and I capture the fly, and then there's money. Oh, I guess I pay it there. Now here's a problem with this as bad storytelling. The sign says pay here. Well, what if I don't? Wouldn't there be consequences of not paying the money, right? Because anybody that was just getting money out of thin air, what would they do? They would just start producing money out of thin air and get out of Dodge. But somehow I'm trapped by that pay here sign, but you don't understand that entrapment at all. You can't, that feeling isn't there. However, later on I do address that. I actually have an act that's a version of this complete with a bear trap, which it's terrible. But you have to go through these cycles of terrible to get to perfection. Now you notice the act is still basically the same, but you can see the difference. You can see the feeling of having an everyday magician or an every man doing this, rather than a guy in a purple suit. See, this guy, he's having fun now, but he doesn't know what's happening. But still, he's skilled, and that's an issue. But that suit put me on a path to this has to be every man. It cannot be a guy who knows what he's doing. And unfortunately, the balls and the cards, you cannot do those very well without having some set of skill that you have knowledge of. And that's a problem. So watch this. This is really cool. I love this. Boom. That's nice. I always like this part of the routine. I don't do it that way anymore, but that's another way to introduce the wand. Little Fred cap move there. So we're starting to make things happen. It's becoming a little bit more clear. I've got conflict. I've got a little bit more acting happening. But yet, why am I smiling? is that why am I so happy? And the other thing too is that visually, that wand is so small. A lady that was a clown told me I needed to make the wand thicker, and she was right. So now I'm trying to make a little bit of comedy out of this, and yeah, I turned the bill around, didn't I? Black on one side. Pretty stupid. So, yeah, so I think that's where we have these small storytelling elements. When you add one element, like pay here, you have to have an answer for that. That little sign helped pull the act together a little bit more, but it didn't answer the question, why do I have to keep putting the money there? And if I am putting the money there, it's not my money. It's the magic's money, right? And if it's the magic's money, will I be walking off stage with this stuff as if it was mine? Probably, maybe, I guess. Questions. It should be very clear to an audience what you're doing. You know, I think magicians tend to think more about how great the trick is. And now I've got all kinds of money. Wouldn't I just put that in my pocket? No, I have to display more skill. I'm going to fan them out. And right there, that's a big no-no. It's like, now it's just skill. And now I'm putting the money in the drawer, but not in the pay here area. But guess what? There's got to be a point where I have to address this. So I pick up all that money, and nobody can see inside that drawer. Did I pick other stuff up? I don't know. But why am I just putting it in? And why am I so happy and so gleeful to put that away? Now, I love that transformation, but the problem is that it's not real money. It's just a big piece of $100 bill. Oh, more money in my hat. What I would do is I would just take that big pay here bucket and run off stage. I wouldn't be bothering with all this stuff anymore. Yep, we're going to lose the money again. No! What do I do? It's in the hat. All right, well, then the answer is just take the hat. Yeah, frustration. Very frustrating. But I want you to see the ending to this. The ending to this is pretty fun, and it's a big surprise. And honestly, that's all you want for your audiences, is you want to keep them on edge. You want to make it a surprise. Have as few questions at the end of the act. That split took me by surprise there. And then look at that, the money's flowing out of there, and then boom, there's a big bag of money there. Ha ha! And that's the end. So what is the moral of the story here? What did we learn? Well, I learned, I want you to learn that when you change an element in your act, it's going to have consequences farther down the line. It's going to have consequences as pre-show. You know, where is this guy from? Where's he going to? And then there's the elements that you change inside of your act that create a cascading effect, like that little pay here sign. When that sign flips down during the show, it gets a round of like oohs and ahs. I'll never forget that moment. It's like that was a moment that changed the tone of the act and the audience itself. It's like it hooked them. It brought them in. And it was enough to keep them there. But I knew it wasn't quite enough. But here's the fun part about this. I face planted just 30 days earlier at the Combined Convention World Qualifier, which was my only goal, was just to qualify for the World Championships. 30 days later, I come up with this character, and I compete in the contest, and I win 2 awards, Best of Convention, and I win the contest. Is it the biggest contest in the world? No. But I was so fired up. I was so sure that this was the right path, that I just needed to get down to Texas and compete. And I was right, thankfully. But it was just such a moment where I was like, I know I can turn this negative at the combined convention into a positive. And I kept building on that positive over time. So if you do have a failure, and if you do get frustrated with your act, and you do change your act, just be aware that it's all part of the process. There's better things coming down the road. So just keep aware, and I hope that you enjoy this series even more. Please subscribe. Thank you for stopping by, but subscribing is everything. I think my revenue for this channel is at $11. So I'm very excited about that. But it'd be nice to get, I would like to get 10,000 people on this channel before the end of 2022. I think that'd be kind of fun. So subscribe, hit the like, and if you have any questions or comments, I try to answer them all. So go down there and scroll and check the comment section. So thanks a lot for stopping by. I'll see you next time, and share with your friends. I'm not embarrassed by any of this. See you later. Now, how do you turn this off?